stimulating economic development, increasing prosperity, and eliminating poverty receives a good boost. And this is what I term as an opportunity. And I see also a great role for the Institute of Chartered Accountants in this respect. The emphasis of openness and public reporting can be traced back to many, many years when the public interest in the corporate sector led to its reinvention and concerning more transparency, accountability, as well as being socially accountable. During the century, the corporate sector developed and created the need and framework for proper reporting and transparency to ensure public confidence. The idea of being accountable with great emphasis given on relevancy, timeliness, and reliability of the data settled in with the passage of time, making it regular norm. However, the recent financial turmoil that shook the entire world further highlighted the need and the role of transparency and accountability and standardization. With the increasing public awareness, a similar mindset is expected from the public sector. The magnitude of crisis faced today re-emphasizes the importance of the governance. Good governance is just not the responsibility of the government. Rather, it's the combined efforts of the business world, entrepreneurs, society in general, and the regulators. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan regulates the accounting profession in Pakistan, promotes accountability, transparency, and serve public interest. We clearly understand the challenges lying ahead on the path to better transparency and accountability and realize our responsibility. ICAP stays engaged with policy-making institutions like State Bank of Pakistan, SECP, Federal Board of Revenue, and other government agencies. ICAP was instrumental in development of Code of Corporate Governance in 2002, and I have just introduced the guests with the past president sitting here, who really played a very, very key role in development of the Code of Corporate Governance for listed entities in Pakistan. ICAP is also the pioneer of setting up the Pakistan Institute of Corporate Governance and implementation of the Code of Corporate Governance. We are committed to do our best to continuing adding value to the business and economy while ensuring ethical practices and good corporate governance. ICAP has and will continue to play an active role in promoting accountability through high-quality services by its members for public and private sectors. The respects that the Institute commands is largely due to our members' talent and exceptional techniques. With the adoption of IFRS by US and other countries, we have witnessed increasing demand of our professionals in the global markets. Just before this seminar, we have shared some of the information in the council meeting with the visiting guests and have told them in more detail about the contribution of our members in the society within Pakistan and on the global basis. The Institute is actively working to enhance the membership by producing qualified professionals, starting from attracting the students of high caliber to the profession, providing them best quality learning opportunities, and passing them through the challenging examination processes. The Institute has been a supporter of international standards of accounting, auditing, ethics, education, and adopted all the required standards while ensuring the strict compliance. The clarified IAS under Clarity projects are under active consideration for adoption. However, issues and gaps have been identified in the adoption of ISA 600 relating to audit of group financial statements, which are being debated for resolution. In 2008, ICAP adopted ISQC1 and since then is actively engaged in awareness, continued education for its members, especially for small and medium practices. In this regard, various initiatives such as developments of ISQC1 questionnaire, ISQC1 manual have been taken to motivate the practicing members for implementation of requirements of ISQC1 and to provide the desired support. In addition, the Institute is also pursuing a mentoring program designed to help the professional firms in implementing and improving the quality of professional services in general and audit services in particular. I believe and hope that the presentations by the Chairman IAASB and the Executive Director of IFAC are aimed to create better understanding of what challenges are as well as scope lies ahead for accounting and auditing profession. And I'm sure that the participants will greatly benefit from these deliberations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We have in our midst Mr. James Silf, Executive Director, Professional Standards, IFAC. He also oversees the regulation and public policy function within IFAC. He also has extensive audit experience both as a practitioner and as a standard setter. He served as chairman of the Canadian Auditing and Assurance Standard Boards. Mr. Silf graduated as a chartered accountant from the United Kingdom and as a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Ontario, Canada. He is also a member of the Institute of Directors. I would like now to request Mr. James Silf to please kindly come up for his presentation, IFAC Initiatives in Public Sector Corporate Governance and Ethics.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much indeed for those warm words of welcome. President Massoud, thank you indeed for both welcoming us over each of the last 2 days. I suggest if we keep practicing together, we'll be perfect in about 2 weeks' time. But this is our third day, or to be fair, it's Arnold's third day and my second day, and it's a delight to be with you all. I must begin by bringing to you greetings from the President of IFAC, Mr. Robert Bunting, and the Chief Executive of IFAC, Mr. Ian Ball. They asked that I would express to you all our great respect for your institute and the contribution that your institute makes to the IFAC international activities. We have been just reviewing with your executive the number of volunteers from within your province. I say volunteers with a question in my mind because I'm not sure whether someone said you will do it or whether they really did volunteer to put in all the time and effort and all the travel to be part of our international activities. We do appreciate how difficult it is to travel from this part of the world to where many of our meetings are held, which is in Europe or North America. We particularly appreciate it because Arnold and I have just done it in reverse to come to see you. So it's a very clear reminder to us just how much effort you put in when you come and join us in our meetings. When the IFAC board first heard the news coming around the world about the tragedy that was striking your country a few months ago with the terrible flooding that you were undergoing, it was a matter of moments before the President of IFAC and the Chief Executive Officer communicated with all of the members of the IFAC board and suggested to them that we felt a need as the accounting body of the world to help contribute to the terrible turmoil that you were undergoing in your country. It took less than 24 hours for the board to unanimously agree that IFAC would donate to the relief efforts in your country an amount equal to the annual subscription that ICAB pays to IFAC. We hope that helps in some small way. I wanted to talk to you today about 3 subjects, public sector accounting, corporate governance, and ethics. And Professor Schulder, who follows me, will clearly talk the more interesting subject of auditing. So if you can stay awake for the first part, the second part is really interesting. But let's talk about public sector accounting standards. The results of the global financial crisis around the world were not felt in your country to anything like the same degree as they have been felt around some other countries around the world. That's probably because you had good management, good corporate governance, a good account